I was first in business in Tuscaloosa, Alabama with Jeff Levitetz. We had a small business, and that business was driving a U-Haul to Chicago and buying customer returns, refurbished merchandise, and bringing it to Tuscaloosa where we'd resell it. We'd buy hip waders with holes in them, or electronics that had been refurbished, hundreds of different things. And then we'd sell it through the flea market and the auctions. I got married to Debbie and we moved to Dallas, Texas. And we started a small company there where we were doing pretty much the same thing. We were buying customer returns. The first item we got was used extension cords. They would let them out with the equipment. They could only use them one time. They'd throw them in a pile, and I'd buy 1,000 extension cords. And Debbie and I would sit in the apartment, roll them up, and then we'd sell them at the flea market. In 1987, the company incorporated. I became partners with my father-in-law, Debbie's father, and we grew the company to $100 million in sales with offices in 5 different countries and hundreds of employees. And we sell, I believe, in every state in the country. We sell our furniture. We sell it in Mexico, Puerto Rico, Canada, all over the place, and that's where we are today. When you compare wrestling and business, I think that wrestling teaches you that you have to compete. You have to compete for everything on the wrestling mat, and I think it's the same way in business. You have to compete for good customers, you have to compete for good designs, you have to compete for good employees. Yeah, you have to compete for the rate that you pay at the bank. It's all competing for stuff, and I think that wrestling prepares you for that. I started wrestling in high school in 1969 and graduated in 1973. And I wrestled at Spenceport High School in New York, and I wrestled for Walt Tyke, and really had a great time and really enjoyed the experience, the whole wrestling experience. And I had a lot of opportunity to go to college and wrestle, but I never crossed my mind to go to college and wrestle, so I went to work at Eastman Kodak with my father and my grandfather, my brother. Everybody worked there, so I worked at Eastman Kodak. And while I was there, a lot of the older guys there convinced me that I'd probably missed an opportunity, that I probably should have wrestled in college. And there was several kids from my high school wrestling at the University of Alabama, so I went, after 3 years at Kodak, I went back to the University of Alabama and enrolled as a freshman and wrestled there. And sometimes people ask me about my kids wrestling, and Luke and Troy and Clay and Johnny and Melanie and Jesse all wrestled at different times. Carly was the only one that didn't wrestle. Three of the boys wrestled at Bishop Lynch High School. Luke and Johnny went on to Oklahoma State, and Troy's going to be a senior next year, and we'll have to see where he goes. I remember Rich Bender called me and asked me if I'd like to be the team leader, and I didn't really know what that was at the time. Debbie and I made our first trip to Budapest, and then our next trip to China and Azerbaijan, and then to Beijing. And it was truly just a great experience for a guy like me that wrestled, but wished that he could accomplish those things, but never did accomplish those things, to now, go along with these guys and see, Henry win a gold medal, see Bill Zadek win a gold medal, see Mike with a silver. It was just a great experience that I'll never forget. It really means a lot to me to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I have my children that are competing at Oklahoma State and Bishop Lynch, and they're always been working so hard to accomplish something. Ever since they're 6 years old, they've been trying to accomplish something, and this is a major accomplishment for me. I'm very proud of it. I think I'm most proud of it for my family, they're always trying to accomplish something in the sport of wrestling, and now I've been able to accomplish something too for my family.